I am glad I am as tired as I am right now because this game was absolutely trash. Like straight up, let's just get that out of the way. This game was trash. Trash. Absolute trash. I know what, with all of these games slowly passing, I start putting myself into a position where I am actually saying that I want the coach out. I'm usually, as most of you guys are familiar of, I'm usually the kind of person that says, you know what, let's give the people some time, you know, let them get themselves out of this hurdle, and then let's see where they can get themselves to. But right now, this has been absolutely trash, 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 trash. Game after game, there's not been a single good game, not a one game where I can say, you know what, that was pretty good. Like, we played good from minute 1 to minute 90. That has not been the case at all this season, at all. This game today, there's about a spell of 5 minutes between like the 8th minute and the 12th minute where we actually somewhat looked like a team, somewhat, only to then just play. I don't even know how you describe this. I think Rodinghausen or whatever they're called, I think they were happy that they were disappointed that they only that they didn't win this game. You know, that's how it was at the end. Towards the end of the game, they were like, damn, we could have easily won this game today. Damn it, we could have easily drawn this game today. And they must have been looking at themselves, being, you know what, we should have won this game. And you know what, they probably should have won this game. I mean, that's how it is when a 4th division team, plays against the best team in the 1st division, right? And they're losing 2-1 in the cup. Usually they celebrate. You know, they've shown a good performance and all that. But today they were disappointed. They were disappointed that they didn't win or draw today. The team needs a whole restructure. The coaching staff needs a whole restructure, and the board. Everything needs to change right now. Players today. I mean, look. I hate singling out players. Well, seriously, rubbery. When you have youth on a bench, right? And I'm not talking about Gnabry, I'm talking about youth. You know, I'm not talking about young players that are, you know, slowly getting integrated into the team. I'm talking about youth players. You know, we've built a new youth centre for nothing. We wasted money essentially on nothing. That's really what it is. You know, wasting money. Oh, yeah, let's build a new youth centre. It's gonna be great. Nothing. Just nothing. You know, even when the players that are usually in the squad aren't performing, and you still don't give the young players a chance against a 4th division side, it just shows you that there is no direction. There's no point in having youth players. In all fairness, you know, what's the point? They're not gonna get into the squad. If they get into the squad, you know, we're just gonna sell them anyway. That's just the way it is, you know. Oh, even if they play somewhat decent, let's just get rid of them. It doesn't matter. What's the point of having youth? Let's just focus on the old established players. Forget the youth. Transition into a new age should have been done 4 years ago. But you know what? Forget that. Let's stick to the old and forget the youth. Forget the youth. Forget the players that, you know, really want to prove themselves. That once they get on the pitch, they really want to show what they can do. That really want to excite the fans. That really want to have some fun. That really want to play good. Forget all that. All right. Let's just stick with the already old and established. And I've got nothing against respecting the older players. You know what? I was totally fine with the players getting an extension. You know who I'm talking about. You know which players I'm talking about. I was fully okay with them getting an extension with the promise, in my opinion, if they, you know, accepted a limited role. All year this year, we've had talks of, oh, this player is unhappy because he's at the bench. This player is unhappy because he's at the bench. He's complaining right now to the management because he's at the bench. So on and so forth. And you know what? Every passing day this year, this season, I am so glad that Lahm retired, because Lahm has always been my favorite. Lahm is my favorite player of all time, and he'll most likely always be my favorite player of time, because he knew, okay, I'm slowly declining, very slowly, but you know what? I'm not going to make it tough on the coach. I'm going to retire myself while I'm still in the first team, so that, you know, the young players, so that the younger players can take over and start to establish themselves. You know, I thought, well done, Lahm, well done. At the time, I was obviously disappointed with his decision, but now I just have so much more respect for him, because you know what? You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Kovac. Let's talk about Kovac. Kovac. If we had one game, just a single game this season, where I could have been like, you know what, we've had that game. We've had that one game. so I can see where your project is heading, then I would have been like, you know what, fair enough. But we've not had that. We've not had a single game that we actually played well in. We've not had a single game where I actually thought, you know what, this is what Kovac ball looks like. This is how Kovac wants to play. This is how he wants to set up his team. This is how he wants us to play. This is how he wants us to progress to this where he sees the end goal. We've not had that at all. We've not had that at all. What we've had was boring football, football without chances, football without goals, defense that just leaks goals. It's just absolutely terrible. It is just absolutely terrible. And it's not just the individuals that are not doing well, it's the whole team that's not doing well. And if the whole team is not doing well, you get rid of the coach, usually. If it's a player, you bench that player. If it's a coach, if it's the whole team, usually you get rid of the whole, well, you get rid of the coach, unless you know your board is crazy and gets rid of the whole players, which good, they're not crazy. But we need to talk about the board. Going into the season with the transfers that we had, which was basically nothing really. I mean, let's be totally honest here. Our wingers, I mean, Gnabry has looked decent. You know, he's growing into it. Like, he's slowly and surely, you know, making a name for himself. But when you have three players who have had a lot of injuries, right? We were talking about Ribery, Robin, and Coman. You have three players that are fairly injury prone, and we have four wingers, right? You have four wings, and three of them are injury prone, right? And you go with those four into the season. That is just bad planning. That is just bad planning. Now, Alphonso Davies, he will obviously arrive soon-ish. 2 months, pretty much. After the winter break, pretty much. So I'm looking forward to him arriving. But it was still absolutely terrible planning, because we don't know how Alphonso Davies will do. You know, nothing against him, but you know, we don't know what his qualities are. Like, compare, you know, you really can't compare, you know, the leagues. It's just a matter of fact, you know, the Bundesliga is one of the top 3, perhaps top 4 leagues in Europe. You really can't compare Canadian league to, you know, what we have right now. This season has just been absolutely terrible. It has just been absolutely terrible. Thiago looks to be injured now too. We don't know. Well, to be fair, we don't know if it's serious or not. But if it is a long-term injury, then you might as well just quit the season. Well, you know, you just quit right now. Quit right now and just restart next season. You know, just end this season and just restart. It's that simple. FIFA showed you that it's that simple. You just quit, delete your save, and you start again. That's what we need to do. We need to start again. We need to go back, right back to the beginning. We need to say, okay, what? You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. Now let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try this. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Let's just see how they do. And if they do well, they can stay. If they don't do well, new people that will replace them. That's what we should be doing. We should. It's good, you know, to show respect. It's good to signal to the players that, you know, are currently struggling, that, you know what, if you're having a bad season, if you're having bad, you know, a few months or whatnot, we're there for you. But there has to be a point where you need to cut your losses. It's like in business. You don't keep going on a negative. You don't keep losing money as a business year in, year out. Saying, oh yeah, next year we'll turn a profit, and then next year comes around, you're like, oh yeah, I mean, this year we've got, you know, 50 million in loss, 50 million in debt, but next year we'll surely turn a profit, and then the year after that you're like, oh yeah, you know what, next year we'll surely, and then just keep going on. It's not possible, right? At one point you just have to cut your losses and say, you know what, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the weaklings. The weak links in our team, and just focus on our strengths and then improve upon our strengths. Forget our weaknesses. We need to replace those. We need to get better people in for those spots. Just an absolute mess. Just an absolute mess. Now, Kovac, to me, the question obviously is, should Kovac stay or not, right? And I'm going to say it very simple. I'm going to say it very, very clearly, so everyone knows my position on this. I would love, but there's nobody else. Right now, just because I've not seen anything, I know it's very early. Usually I give a coach a whole season, but I would love someone else to come in. Why? because we've not had any good performances. Not results, performances. Notice the difference. I say performances, not results. Because results, we've won today. Performance, it was absolutely trash. Let's get that right. I'm giving him until Christmas. I'm giving him until the winter break. First game after the winter break, that will decide it then. If he hasn't gotten a single good performance if the team hasn't had a single good performance until that first game, that very first game after the winter break, that's how long I give him. That's how long I give him. That's how long I will still say that he should stay. As stupid as that sounds, that's how long I'll give him. Until then, if we still haven't had a good performance, I'm going to launch a full-scale campaign against him. Straight off. Straight off. The players. It's painful to watch some of them play. The way they're playing right now is just painful. Absolutely painful. I'm way too tired to make this video, right? I'm way too tired. I should have been asleep. But I was like, you know what? Bayern is playing. I need to force myself to stay awake. Despite the long day that I've had today. Despite being up at like 5 a.m. today. And having had to be like studying all in. You know, just all that kind of nonsense. I decided, you know what? Bayern is playing today. Let's force myself to stay awake. And that's what I've been doing. And then I get this. I should have just gone to bed, really. It was a wasted day. A wasted opportunity. A wasted time to really just force myself to be awake. It was just absolutely terrible decision. Again, another terrible decision. This time it's not by the club. This time it's not by the players. This time it's not by the coach. Not by the board. This time it was made by me. I guess that's just the way it works. If it's not the club, it's me. And if it's not me, then it's the club. So it's just the way it is, folks. It's just the way it is. Hopefully, it's not going to happen. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here, you know. I'm not insane, you know. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, as Albert Einstein would say. I'm not insane, but hopefully we can pick up one good performance in the next 2 months. That's all I want, just one good performance. It's not too much to ask. One good performance. Give me that. And at least I've got something. At least I've got something. It's not much, but it's better than nothing, right? That's all I want. Just give me one good game. One good game. Please. Please. Bayern, Kovac, the team, please.